don't go beyond your bus stop while the show is on. So if you're ready, you can be part of the show also, as we also would like the contributions to stories we're picking up this morning on 0809-444-0981. WhatsApp messages only, 0809-444-0981. That said, let's dig into this one because the Crazy Things singer and Damages crooner is in the news. I'm talking about Tems. Tems is saying it's like being in a zoo when you want to deal with the fame you've always craved for. Irabor, how does this come across to you? You prayed for it, you have it now, then it looks like a zoo.
Yeah, that's the reality that hits people sometimes. A lot of people want to do the work, but don't really want the fame. But a lot of people want the fame and don't want to do the work. So it depends on the type of individual. And there's some who also can do everything and just keep maintaining it and improving. Yes, you would see Tems as somebody like that who would just want to do the work and just go away and leave the fame to everybody. But she's having to contend with it, especially even with performing. I don't think Tems is even that good of a performer, like performing, on stage in front of an audience consistently, like having it down pat. I don't think she has that down pat. So having to contend with, the new things that she's seeing, the revelations as a result of how she's climbing, because she's an Oscar-nominated artist. She's a Grammy winner. And, everything just came back to back to back to back. She had a hit song, then another hit song again, so from a very big superstar in whiskey, they now went further with, Drake and what's the guy's name again? The guy that loves a lot of...
Future.
Future. Yeah, the guy with all the baby mamas and the babies, So I hope she can contend with this. I hope she has the right people surrounding her, because in this interview with Kendrick Lamar, she said when you become more and more known or seen, it is very easy to get caught up in what do people expect of me now, and she's saying that she's asking herself, what does she expect from herself? So it's a lot of pressure, really, especially for somebody who hasn't really had a taste of fame before now going into international fame. So I hope she can contend with it and give us more, songs and hits, consistently. But if she bows out as a result of this, well, I mean, I don't see any problem with it. She has done her due, and she can move on to other things.
James Silas, you want to add your thoughts to this?
Yeah, I mean, addition to what my brother has just said, I think we also have to look at it from the context of what she was what she was talking about. There's always pressure when it comes to hitting that spotlight. Sometimes you're not even ready for it, and you just become popular. And then managing to be yourself becomes a problem. I mean, I can easily use an example of the Big Brother, housemates or participants. They are normal people today, and by the time they go into that house and come out, people expect them to become, start driving big cars and just become billionaires overnight, which is not always the case. But I mean, here again, Tems was actually also saying that she has to be herself in terms of taking it in reference to that zoo conversation. She simply meant if you put a lion in a cage in the zoo, the lion is the lion, no matter what the environment the lion finds itself. So if you mess with the lion is going to show you that it's a lion. So I mean, sometimes the way the headline or the way the story is put out just sort of can be confusing. Do you understand? So, but absolutely, it's about struggling between who you are for real and what people expect from you. And sometimes those two things don't go together.
Well, that's well said already, because if you consider the fact that you don't like the spotlight, but then the gift you have inside of you will require you to be in the face of people. So you have to find a way to reconcile it. But then if you look at Tems psychologically, you would also want to see that she's more like she could pass for an introvert when if she's not on stage. Please just don't want lights, people on her business. Just wants to be quiet when she's not doing performance. That's what the picture she cuts.
Absolutely. And in addition to that, Tems was that one girl who people wanted to see more of her person in terms of, even with, as a female artist, people want to see her move more on stage. There was sometimes the conversation was that nobody had seen Tems back. I mean, it's funny, do you understand? But people wanted to see her wear tight clothing. People wanted to see her twerk. People wanted to see her dance more in her music videos and stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, over time, when she started, there was one time that one of our photographs or pictures on Instagram went viral because she was wearing bikini and everybody, I mean, it's just, but I think it's the business. It comes with the territory.
Yeah, there was one of the videos I saw performance where she was going to do the back twerking thing, and then there was like she remembered mom could be watching, and then she checked herself, and then performance continued in other ways. But Irabor, before you, Irabor, if you're there now, Okay, I just hope you were not listening at that time, so you don't come at me with the next one now. But let's get to this next story. Portable announces US tour. That's it. Portable going on the tour.
Yeah.
Irabor, you're sure to attend. I know I would certainly be seeing you in that show.
The thing about this, just as we were talking about Tems, Tems got into this business and, she skyrocketed to another, level. And now she's having to contend with that level that she has placed herself in, as a result of the kind of songs that she has been featured in and kind of songs that she has dropped by herself. So Portable now, he's announcing a US tour. I'm sure Portable is going with the whole vibes and inshallah, strategy. But, for him to get to this level of announcing a US tour, coming off the whole Olamide songs Azuze back in 2021, it's a different ball game altogether to now start having a tour in the US. I'm not saying he doesn't have fans, so don't get me wrong. But I'm saying there is a should I use I hate using the word packaging, but there is a let me use the word branding. There's an approach branding to this type of move, that requires Portable to do certain things that he may deem not himself, because that's why anybody who remembers Portable will be like, oh, this controversial person. You get my point. So when it comes to the outside market, there are certain things that they look out for. It's not even about the sellability or the artist and how much people love the music. It's another thing again, like this particular personality. How can we market this person? How can we utilize this person? I mean, Burna Boy, we all know Burna Boy has a horrible attitude and has had a lot of news-related stories that have led to his, personality being questioned. But Burna Boy drops the hits back to back. Burna Boy knows how to associate himself with the right people. The branding is on point. Everything is solidified. So is it something that Portable is willing to do, from September till March next year, to be on a consistent basis because he's calling himself a born superstar? Okay, fine. You can have that in Nigeria, but outside Nigeria, it's a different ballgame because not even the top 6, top 10 artists in Nigeria would easily just wake up one day and say they want to go on a US tour. It has to be, researched and packaged. But I look forward to it. I'm not saying it's not impossible. He has what it takes. But to me, I don't think he has focused on the artistry of the business or even the business side of the business. I think he has just focused on the hoopla.
All right, so James Silas, are we likely to, if this show goes ahead as it's promised already, are we likely to see the biza attitude and the Akwe grace showing off in all of this performance over there? How can we manage this?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the brand that he has come to create for himself is not well, in quotes, I mean, just to add to what Irabor just said there, first of all, I think the packaging of this particular event has to be very, very tight. It has to be done properly. Let's not also forget that a US store means that he's coming to work. Do you understand? So they better be sure that they put everything in place that gives him permission to perform, do the tour thing. And then don't forget that social media is a place where people throw words, they say tour. The guy probably has two clubs that is coming to perform here, and not particularly. I mean, if we say tour, I don't know, there has to be, yeah, you must have the material, or you must have the catalog of what you're coming to showcase.
Body of work and
everything, But if he's coming to, because him as a person is entertainment already, to some people. Just him being around and jumping around and shouting and doing all of that thing is entertainment to some people. So I believe that some people want to really see him around. He's an interesting personality. So, but when it comes to the word tour, I don't know, what tour really. You understand? However, it's okay. It's social media. You have the right to put the word or put the phrase it however you want. But I'm really hoping that it's properly packaged so that it doesn't even get in trouble. It's funny. I mean, based on inside gist, I know that he was refused a visa, so last year. I don't know how many times he went in again for it, but this time around, maybe they've been able to pull up a work visa for him that they will probably respond on his behalf and give him some time to come and do whatever he needs to do.
Well, let's move on now to pick up the pace before we go for this quick traffic stop. Let's see this next one here from comedian, then delving into filmmaking, Atlanta, the days spent there, and all of those. But for this one, we go because thankfully, lives were not lost, but property lost. That's what it is. So no such thing as going back to square one. AY, that's Ayo Malcolm, speaks on fire outbreak that occurred on his premises.
Yeah, we've talked about Tems, we've talked about Portable. This is AY is somebody who understands the business he's in, whether it's comedy or whether it's, the movie industry. So I believe AY will be fine. It's something to go through that would leave you speechless, where you have your property, an entire property that you've invested so much in, to be gutted by fire completely. I want to believe he has, a house or something where he can reside abroad or outside. And I'm sure, he would have resources or people, to lean on in the meantime in Lagos, if at all he's required to be there. So, he said no such thing as going back to square one. Yeah, for sure. Because the guy will keep pushing, will keep moving forward. He knows what is expected of him, and most certainly he will put things in place. I think he has a film coming out. I think it's Merry Men 4 or 3, one of those, franchises. So AY will be fine. I'm just happy that nobody was hurt. I'm a fan of AY because I love people who understand the business of whatever industry they are in, instead of just getting caught up in the whole hoopla. So definitely, I look forward to seeing his next moves.
James, Silas, in summary, before we go on this quick break.
Yeah, absolutely. Irabor said it. I saw him recently, I think 2 days ago, yesterday, and he didn't even look like. In fact, you don't even want to start that conversation when you see him really, because he just he's carrying on as if there's nothing, like nothing happened. So, but like Irabor said, he will have friends and connects who will come around to support him when he's ready to do what he needs to do. But I think when something like this happens, you just need some level of break or mental space to deal with it. It's like losing somebody. So I think he'll be fine. These are material things, and I really, believe that AY has been able to create some level of income that keeps flowing in, and then he has AY is big. I think he'll be fine eventually.
Right. When you're big, you're big. Well, I'll hold your thoughts there, Irabor, Okosun, and James Silas. We have this traffic stop to obey right now. But when we come back, it's still the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. Stay tuned.
98.1. Love music, love life.
This topic, I think probably it was done somewhere, Drive. It was done on Drive, I think a day or so before. So that's why I said it cannot.
Which one?
This, yeah, it was done on Drive.
Okay.
Which topic?
See a visa. Visit PolarisBankLimited.com/visa today. Get you a Visa card from your nearest Polaris Bank. Guy, that is so this airtime, credit and data buy for this cashless weather. That's not saying now. They call me for digital for nothing. When that can't be my handle or you know deal. That's why I just did buy airtime, credit and data straight to my bank account. Thanks to Grow It Top Up.
We say Grow It Up.
That's some easy top up. I want it from my bank account. Just best. Yeah. So you will say person no need worry about not having cash at all. If you don't get cash, you don't get wahala. You are welcome to cashless recharge on the go, anytime, anywhere.
Why? They do it airtime directly from your bank account with Glow Top Up. It is easy, quick, and available on your mobile apps, ATMs, websites, leading retailers, and Glow World shops. Or download the Glow Cafe app to top up or dial *777#.
Get ready for a summer like never before, because your Polaris Visa card guarantees you an incredible vacation anywhere in the world. Enjoy incredible offers on hotel bookings, restaurants, car rentals, shopping, including travel insurance, premium airport lounges, and more, all courtesy of Visa. Visit PolarisBankUser.com/Visa today. Get you a Visa card from your nearest Polaris Bank.
Stay tuned, everyone. Don't even think about touching that dial.
You're on to Smooth 98.1 FM. It's still the Grapevine. It is the 31st day of August 2023, and we are picking up pace. I still got James Silas. Give me a heat.
Yeah.
I've got Irabor Okosun here with you. Are you giving me a D?
I'm not giving you a deal.
Wow.
Oh my God. Okay, so before we get into the next set of message, which is still related, losses, irreparable, but then let's see a message of two here. Irabor, I don't know why this person is trying to respond. It says, I hate to say, Irabor, it will shock you. With the way people become popular and profit off it, whether good or bad PR, that's what this message from Ali says. Then Tayo comes up with a message saying, let's see quickly if this one is for us now. Okay, I hope Portable doesn't have this show shut down for some something unbecoming. What we allow here, because we call it, because of packaging, might not be tolerable over there. That's coming from Tayo, sending that one in. As for AY has many friends except BM. And Tayo, does anyone want to hazard a guess what Tayo mean by except BM?
I mean, the person who wrote it should spell it out.
You don't want to be caught up in that. Okay, so but this one is a cause for some seriousness now, because if AY was lucky, there wasn't any life loss, just material property, then people would say then it can be recovered, or as they say in the Yoruba parlance, whatever the fire that destroys the palace of a monarch, it just even adds more beauty to it, because we will not reinstate it the way it used to be, but better than yeah. So that's what it means. But let's get down this story. I'm just trying to link it up to actor Nkem Owo, popularly known as Ukwa, Long John, and it goes on and on, who's given us so many reasons to laugh over time. But he's been bereaved, and he's speaking up for the very first time right now, Irabor, after losing a daughter.
Yeah, I mean, for the reason he's having this deep gratitude to everybody for all the kind words and support. I mean, it goes to show that people respect this man so much. And nobody has said anything ill to me. I mean, to me, in my own opinion, checking all the stories and everything associated with this story to him. So I'm happy that he has spoken out. He's just recognizing, the support. But at the end of the day, this is something that nobody even wants to talk about. It's too sensitive. It's sad to see somebody who has given us so much laughter to be going through so much pain. And the pain is, the loss of his child, a young person, something that no parent wants to see or witness. Yeah, so we just, hope for the best for him and his family.
Irabor, did it come to you, for someone who's been able to give us so much laughter, with the way he's been able to handle it, does it come with the nature of what is a career or his nature of his profession, being able to handle grief in this way?
No, I don't think there's a one cut sure way to handle grief, whether or not you're a comedian or, I mean, you had Robin Williams, who was a comedian, like to me, top talent, but he took his life, so you would wonder how somebody like that would even go to that level. So it really doesn't relate most times, my own opinion. Life is life, loss is loss. And whether or not you are a psychiatrist or a psychologist or whatever it is, or a comedian or anything, you would feel it. A lot of people feel things despite, the covering that they always put forward most of the time.
Silas, your thoughts on this one before we move
Yeah.
on to the next item?
Oh yeah, I mean, I said it already, and really, it's just a sad situation. But life always happens. Nobody knows how or when it will hit. But in this situation, it's just sad. No parents want to lose a child. I really did not pay attention to what exactly or what exactly happened. But it's just the bottom line for me was that he lost a child. And it's really, really sad. And I really hope that God gives him the grace and strength to bear this loss.
That takes us to the man who, YBNL boss, as he is, Olamide, has found himself on the Billboard chart as we speak now. And according to the story, he joins the greats like Fela Kuti. And the last time on this show, was it I with Irabor, we're speaking on Sonia. Yeah, it was James Silas. Yeah, you were the guys we were talking to the last time, where we're talking of Sonia Day and one other new artist breaking in there. Was it Rema? Yes, so here we go again. Olamide is on the chart already. So take it away from here, Jim Silas.
Yeah, I mean, so sometimes when the stories are broken, you don't give us proper details of when you say the album is it on the top 200, but so which is why we probably will have to do some kind of research to be sure. But no matter what it is, actually, whether it's top 1,000 albums or top 100 or top 5 albums, whatever, bottom line is that the album probably got enough attention to hit that platform. And then one of the things I've come to see is that with the international distributors, it's easy for them to work the mathematics into those top media platforms. So yeah, I mean, the only thing that is not certain or not clear in this situation right now, as we're talking about it, is when you say like Fela, it's a very vague topic or very vague headline, because I believe that we've had even the like of Rema, what's it called, Burna Boy, also getting to that particular chart. So, but in this situation, I'm not really. And then it's saying that he's had it like 6 albums now. And I was looking in the short research I did, I see that he has like 6 albums that has made it to that chart. But it's still not clear, it's still vague in terms of how many, what exactly, But I mean, shout out to him as well. I think he's still doing well for himself.
So Irabor, really, how if it's like when you win the Grammys, you say okay, it's like a stamp. But does this really come like a standard measurement of how well the craft of an artist is when you find it makes its way onto the charts, the Billboard charts?
Oh yes. First of all, for you to even release 10 studio albums is a feat on its own, whether locally or internationally, and that's what Olamide has done. You have certain artists that would be called or mentioned when you're going to associate them with breaking records home and abroad. Olamide is one of them. The consistency, the business acumen. I mean, Olamide has about Shake is signed to Olamide. Who else again? Fireboy, and I can't remember any other artist. But despite the fact that Olamide may not even be in the limelight, sometimes he already has, cats that are doing way better than he's doing. We just had the Ashake, concert at O2 Arena, sold out everything, and Olamide was on stage there. So it's the same thing we're trying to say when we mentioned Portable. Olamide featured, Portable featured Olamide in the song. Why hasn't Olamide signed Portable? Why isn't Portable signed to a particular record label? Like, you'd ask those questions. So, like, for you to achieve this feat, it requires a certain level of decorum, planning, packaging and everything. I mean, Olamide too, at that time when he released Eniduro, people were just like, Eniduro, like, I hope he can match up with Wizkid. I hope, he knows how to package himself. Even Wizkid and Burna Boy and Davido too had that issue. Not issue. People thought that they would go that way, but they still figured it out and everything. So I hope Portable figures it out, and we have more artists that would be compared to the likes of Fela and other international acts that have broken records or set records at the end of the day. So this is a good thing to see. It's always great to see or hear any Nigerian, breaking any chart or breaking any record musically. I just hope that we can do it across board so that, our PR gets improved at the end of the day.
Well, now that we're talking about PR, since the Afrobeat itself took a dent, it took a blow from a man who has used the ladder to get up to a stage. So that leads us to Burna Boy also making the story this morning inside the Grapevine, because he's made history, according to the headline, saying that he's the first artist to launch his own magazine known as Afro. That's what he has now. The sensational Afro fusion artist now has his own magazine. So how do you think people will receive this, James Silas?
I mean, let's see the magazine first. I don't know if it's a physical or traditional,
Online
kind of publication.
yes.
Yeah, or online. We don't know yet. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure of the authenticity of this story. Sometimes, he just released an album. Sometimes he, for some projects, if you remember back in the days with some kind of premium CDs, when you open it to have like the bio of the artist, to have a lot of information about the artist, to have pictures and all of those things, along with the track list of the album and everything. So in this situation, I don't know what exactly I don't have the full details. I don't know, because publishing, if you want to publish a magazine, it's not beans. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of, you pay attention to details. You have an editorial team that will do the running from A to Z. You have people who are going to do the writing. You are probably going, this is like owning a magazine like Hip Hop World Magazine or, any other magazine that out there. So I don't know if that's the kind of magazine that he has created, but I've seen like some kind of things that people were, or there were some pictures that had something that looked like the old, what's it called? Album kind of paper. Was it vinyl? Yeah, vinyl album and cases. I don't know if that's supposed to be the magazine. I don't know if there's another one. So I'm not sure of this story yet.
Well,
but if it is, yeah.
The days ahead would unveil whatever it is.
Exactly, so I mean,
it's like pregnancy. It won't hide for long, so we would see it. The proof will show. So Irabor, Irabor.
Yes, I'm here.
You want to, probably the listener may be interested in the laughter, then we can get you started on this next.
I mean, your analogy, I wanted to say, wow, Omatseye, you would definitely know now, Abi.
Okay, guys. No, Irabor, this is we're on the home stretch already. Let's run with this. Black Panther star Chad Boseman's Swag Flair, remembered by Lupita Nyong'o on the anniversary of his passing on.
Yeah, I mean, one of the very few actors that we wished and hoped we didn't lose too early. He still had a lot to go. He was, I think, late 30s, 40s, thereabout. I mean, handsome, tall guy, and had the demeanor of a Black Panther. Like, he exuded what that personality is all about. And the fact that he's still being remembered is a joyous thing, because that guy was very versatile when it came to acting. So shout out to Lupita for doing so, and shout out to Lupita too, for still carrying on the flag. We're looking forward to the subsequent installments of Black Panther.
Okay, so that's a wrap. But before we go, we like to say, James Silas, we understand you are going to bring home the Eddies for us. So we're expecting hot gist when you come back from the Eddies, right? In faraway Atlanta. Is that
yes, I'll give you, yeah, why not? If you want, when I come back, I'll give you updates.
No sweat. So you guys should stay tuned here on the Grapevine. James Silas and Oris will be covering all of the headies and make sure we get the gist as it unfolds in that area. So I see Xavier from Bagada. What is branding me a bad boy? What happened, Irabor? And that's because this is what every week you start off something that leads the listener see now?
But you said that you're the one who gave the analogy, not me.
Guys, it's a wrap on the show this morning. Thank you so much, James Silas. Have a great
thank
time
you.
out there. And Irabor Okosun, thank you so much once again. Always a pleasure having you on the show.
A pleasure.
It's still the Grapevine, and that's why we wrap it up. My name is Omatseye.